Alright, I got some books here, and I got myself some tea. Don't mind the dirty carpet. I have no idea what I'm doing, but let's do this. Oh dear, it shakes. Hi, I'm FallenBeyond. This is probably going to be the first video I make public on my channel because the other ones are too cringeworthy. I'm going to be saying a lot because I have no idea what I'm doing, but I decided to start posting videos on my channel because my friend, she goes by Kelly Jeanette on online. So yeah, she wanted me to give YouTubing a try. I don't really like showing my face and talking to strangers a lot because stranger danger is still pretty strong in this one. So here we go. Alright, so first of all I want to apologize if the camera gets shaky or something moves all of a sudden. It's not like it's possessed or anything, but the camera is literally just an iPod rubber banded to a post on this light that I have shining on me right now. So please excuse that. But anyways, for this first video, I was originally intending to do like stories and stuff. I might do that in the future on this channel, but I haven't had a chance to like brainstorm anything yet. I also stutter a lot, please excuse me. But I decided to do this vlog instead because I went to two bookstores yesterday. I went bookstore hopping with one of my friends who is also a fellow bookworm. We went to Barnes & Noble where I finally, after so many years of shopping there, I finally got a membership. Thank God. Because I'm going to buy so many books there this year. Like, this is only one bookshelf of many. This bookshelf doesn't count because half of it's like craft supplies and this shelf, and then there's like another shelf on like at the very top of books, and the one in between's got decorative stuff, and I have two other shelves under my loft bed that are full of books. But like, yeah, she and I went to Barnes & Noble where I finally got my membership. I bought like 5 books there, and then she told me how to get the half price books because I was the one driving. And she was looking for textbooks. I was just browsing for fun, and I was left unsupervised. I found the teen section, and even though I'm not really a teenager anymore, I will still always read teen novels and young adult novels because I'm a young adult. And also, just a side note, I'm actually going to college for creative writing. My goal, pretty much my main goal with that is to write novels for teens and young adults, so that's also another reason why I enjoy reading those books, not just because I like it, but because that's what I want to write, because it's really fun to write about teenagers. But anyways, that's a different story. But yeah, so I wanted to show you guys those books I got, because I got more than 10 books, which is usually more than I usually buy. I usually only buy 3 or 4 at a time, but I think I bought like 12 or 13, so we're gonna get started with that. So if this bores you, I'm sorry, but alright, so first are some books I got from Barnes & Noble. I'm doing this in my take, so if I repeat things, I'm sorry. First video, and also I have a bad habit of repeating myself a lot, but there's a reason behind that, but that's also another story. But first of all, the first book I got is nonfiction. Everything else was a novel, but I got The Good Witch's Daily Spellbook by Patty Wigington? Is that how you say it? I don't know. I can't tell if you guys can see that. Wigington. Also, they say don't judge a book by its cover, but sometimes the cover does matter, and I really like this one because it's really pretty. Also, I don't know if you can read any of the titles behind me, but I have a lot of metaphysical and like neo-pagan and books and stuff. So this one's mostly like Wicca and witchcraft. There's like spell books, there's stuff for tarot. This one's probably going to go there too because there's other spell books behind me, and then on the top shelf of this bookshelf is the stuff with the Wiccan Sabbats, and what's up there? There's dream dictionaries, and there's stuff for astrology and all that. There's some of the stuff I've been in for like a long time. Other stuff I'm still trying to figure out my spiritual journey. I'm more of a spiritualist than a religious person. I was raised a Buddhist and a Catholic, but I grew up to be neither. But anyways, enough of my rambling on me finding myself out there. Yeah, I got this because, well, I'm exploring Wicca and paganism right now, and I really dig some of that stuff. I don't always perform things, but I like reading about them anyways. So I got this book to help me out with that, and also I usually just do protection and healing stuff, or like whenever I feel stressed, I'll like just do like herbal things to like calm me down. I have another book that I got at half price books about that, so I'll get more into that later, but this is the first book I got. Also, purple's my favorite color, so I like really like the cover, and there's like feathers and things. I really like anything related to birds and nature. Even though I like the gothic scene, I really like rustic and like nature-based stuff too. My next book, I was waiting a long time because usually when I have a series that I am reading and I am starting to own and like get the books too, I prefer all the books to be either all hardcover or all paperback. One of those is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I started reading that when I was in high school. I have the first 2 books, and I finally got the 3rd book, and it was always hardcover, but I wanted them all paperback because my other 2 books are paperback, so I finally got a paperback copy yesterday, finally, so I can read this, and my brother can read it because he's been reading it too, borrowing the books from me, and now I finally have the last book. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I really want to because it looks cool, even though it doesn't seem to follow the book because it doesn't look like Emily's in there and she's like the fire girl, that's the main character. Can't remember his name because it's been a while since I've read it. Because that was the one he like had a crush on or something, or like his grandpa did, but it seems like in the movie it's the girl who floats and who seems to be older than she is in the books. Because the movie portrays it differently, but I don't know, I just really want to see it because it just looks like it's a beautiful film to watch. But I finally got the 3rd book, which I'm really excited. For those of you who don't know, this series has like vintage photographs, and from what I hear, what inspired, what's his name? Ransom Riggs to write the book is that he found like a box of like old pictures, and here's another one. So he decided to write a story based around each one. And so in the first book you got like all these strange pictures, which is where the peculiar children come from. Second book, I believe, has more of those and some other strange like images of like just weird things and historical things. And I don't want to spoil the series, but like where I left off on the last book, I'm probably going to have to read that last chapter again before I start this one. It seemed like things were getting really intense, as if they weren't already. So I'm really happy to finally get this book and read it when I have time. Okay, and then the next 3 books are on a series I'm currently reading. After seeing it on bookshelves for the last couple of years that it's been out, I haven't read it because I wasn't sure if I'd like it or not. But I finally started reading it, and I'm glad I did. It's the Lunar Chronicles. I borrowed Cinder from the library, so I don't own that one yet. But once I like finished it, I was like, okay, this is really good. I gotta read the rest. So instead of going to the library and borrowing the rest of the books, because I didn't want to wait 2 months because so many books were on hold, I went to Barnes & Noble and I bought Scarlet and Cress, which are the next 2 books in the series, and I was reading Scarlet on my breaks at work, but yeah, but one day, the first day I had off, I had that book. I wasn't even halfway yet, but I like stayed in bed, read it halfway, and I just read the whole rest of the day, the rest of the book, and I love it. Wolf is like such a puppy. I love him and Scarlet so much, and I'm currently reading Cress right now. I'm only like this far because I've been busy with other things, and Rapunzel is one of my favorite fairy tales. Thing you guys should know is that I am aside from like the paranormal and supernatural, I am a total sucker for anything fairy tale related, and I'm not really into sci-fi, which is why I didn't think I'd like these too much. This next book I got too much is I forgot what I was to say. Oh yeah, that's why I thought I didn't like these books too much, because I'm kind of iffy about sci-fi. I'm really picky, but like fairy tales, and then I decided to just give it a try because I heard Scarlet was really good, but I don't just start in the middle of the series. You guys start at the beginning. And my cousin, she's also been reading it, and she really liked it too. She's really happy that I'm reading it. She's like 4 years younger than me. She's actually like my cousin's daughter, but we've been like fangirling over it the whole time when I'm reading. So like whenever I read something big, I update her. I believe she's in the middle of reading Fairyest right now. But yesterday, I broke my rule. So all the books I have so far, I don't own Cinder, but I have Scarlet and Cress. They're paperback, but they only had hardcover for winter. So, and I didn't want to wait because I wanted to finish the series as soon as possible rather than wait in between books. So I got Winter yesterday, which is the story about Snow White, because in case for you guys who don't know, Cinder is Cinderella's story. She's a mechanic and she's also a cyborg. That's what you call people who are like half robot and half human, right? Because that's what she is. She lost her like leg and one of her hands in a tragic accident. Scarlet, which is the second one, is Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf, where Scarlet, who is Red Riding Hood, is a girl who lives on the farm, and Wolf is the Big Bad Wolf, and he's a street fighter. So it makes for a pretty interesting story. And then Cress, which is the one I'm reading. Cress is I was gonna say Cinderella, but it's not. Rapunzel, as you can tell, and she is a hacker and she lives on the satellite and she's trapped there. And then I believe I've read somewhere, either in the book or spoilers online, I stumbled across spoilers but nothing too big, on that Cress is actually short for Crescent. And yeah, Winter is Snow White, and from what I've heard, Snow White's black in this one, which I think is really cool. Yeah, so this one's Snow White's story. Next book I got is Fairest, which is about the character who's the evil queen in the whole story. So this is like her background. I don't know if it like links off of Winter or if just Cinder, Scarlet, Cress, and Winter are the whole series, and then this is like bonus content just so you get the backstory. But I've got this book, and this is what my cousin's reading right now, and she really likes it, and I'm like really excited to read it to see what made Queen Lavanna so evil. And vain as she is in the series. And the final book I got from Barnes & Noble is Stars Above. And from, I don't remember what you call, can never remember what you call those books that are just a collection of stories. But that's what this is. So it's like bonus stories, I believe, of like epilogues of what happened to the characters afterwards. And it looks like that there are 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 or 9 stories in here. So I'm really excited to read about that. I know one of these stories is about 2 of our characters getting married, which is gonna make me happy because they're my favorites. So that's what I got from Barnes & Noble. I'm like really excited to read the rest of the series and then get my hands on Cinder eventually. No rush for that because I've already read it. There is a spec here. But I'm also really excited to read this because I've finally finished off the series on my bookshelf, and reading this will finish me through the series. I just gotta reread half the second book and that should be good. Alright, so I just counted and I apparently bought like 7 books. Sorry, this is bugging me. 7 books from Half Price Books, so hey. But I saw this bookmarks were like super cheap. They were like 50 cents, so I got this please don't be that bright. This hummingbird bookmark. It's like my favorite color scheme. Purple and blue are my favorite colors, and like anything like hazy and foggy I really like. And I like wildflowers, and I got this bookmark because it's got that purple kind of bluish foggy look to it, and also hummingbirds are actually my favorite bird. Although if I'd be a bird, I'd rather be a hawk, but hummingbirds are my favorite. They're just so cute. I have a story about some hummingbirds that maybe I'll share with you guys in the future, so if you want to hear that, let me know, because I used to travel a lot, so I could share some of those stories with you. And then I've got a bunch of other stories, but I'll get to that later. So, hey look, another witch book. This time I got the Witch's Journal. It was pretty cheap. I mean, you could see the sticker. But I got this one because it seems to be, well, that's what it says. But there seem to be a lot of references towards things. It's like written like an actual journal and stuff, and I thought, well, it gives you a brief like description of what different tools are used for. I saw something in here about herbs, and I like learning about herbs because I want to grow them and do better. Oh, and there's also this thing about tarot cards because I'm learning how to read tarot cards. I've know pretty much most of the major arcana. I'm still learning the pip cards, so like anything that's like cups, swords, wands, and stones I'm still learning about. I only have notes on the cups and wands. Yeah, I think cups and wands. So I'm still learning how to read. I have like 7 decks, more than I need, but like I like collecting them because they have really pretty artwork. If you guys want me to show you my all of my decks, let me know in the comments below, then I can I'll do that next time maybe. I feel like Kelly's probably going to be the only one commenting because I'm not that popular, and like I said, I'm a little more reserved because I don't really like strangers or people for that matter. But yeah, so I got the Witch's Journal. I was going to find something about herbs in here. Been rambling. Is that pasta? Okay, I thought that was pasta, but it's apparently birthday candles. I can't find anything about the herbs in here. They had stuff about like what lavender and like rosemary and all that stuff was good for, so that's part of why I got that. Let's see. So the next one is a book I have read before. I completely forgot about it momentarily until I saw it on the shelf, and when I saw it I was like, I need to have it. I have to have it in my collection. But it's I went through this one phase somewhere from middle school, from when I was transitioning from middle school to high school. I read a lot of zombie books. This was because of Twilight. Twilight kind of ruined, sorry for any of you Twihards out there, but like Twilight kind of ruined werewolves and vampires for me, and so I went to zombies instead. And I don't want to be one of those people, but I'm going to be one of those people. I thought zombies were cool before this whole Walking Dead thing. I thought the zombies were cool before it hit the mainstream. So people thought I was weird liking zombies before a whole Walking Dead stuff came out and this big thing of zombies came up. But like, this was one of the books I read during that time. It's Zombie Blondes by Brian James. It's kind of sci-fi. It was one of like the first sci-fi books I read aside from Frankenstein. It's really good. It's about a girl. She and her dad hunt things, I believe. I can't remember her relationship with her dad, because I was reading another book about a girl and her dad hunting things and he got killed. I don't think that was this one. But it's about a girl who moves to a new town, and right away the popular people notice her, and strangely all these popular people are blonde and they're perfect and beautiful. So all the cheerleaders and football players look like they're all beautiful with blonde hair and blue eyes and pale, flawless skin, and they notice her and offer her a makeover. But there's this one dude, I can't remember his name, because I was like 14 or 15 when I read this book. He's like into comics and stuff, and he's trying to convince her, no, don't go to the popular people, they're zombies or something. And she's like, dude, bullshit. Well, I don't know, those popular people were like starting to judge her because she was hanging out talking to this guy really when he was only bugging her. But I'm not going to spoil the rest of it for you guys. You have to read it. Zombie Blondes. It's kind of a foreshadow right there, but it's a really good book. I highly recommend it. I read it twice. I love it. I'm probably going to read it again once I read all these other books I haven't read yet. So read that, guys. It's by Brian James. Let's see. Next book I also have not read yet. It's called We'll Never Be Apart. The red and black kind of caught me in along with the trees and the text there. And let's see, I believe it's about a girl who is in a mental asylum, so mental hospital, after something tragic happened where her little sister, I don't know if it's, I just assume it's a little sister, I don't know if it actually is or not, but her sister set the house or something on fire and her boyfriend died in it. So I guess that was a traumatic enough experience. She had to go to a mental hospital, and that's what this book is about. Also because yeah, it's about her being in a mental hospital and the patients are talking, and it sounds like her sister is back. And when I try to choose a book, I just open to a random ass page, and oh look, there I go, swearing. I open to a random page and I just start reading, and if I can read the whole page, maybe step to the turn the page, I decide I like it, and I usually start at the beginning too. This one I just read 2 pages randomly in the middle somewhere and decided, yeah, I like this, I'm getting it. So I can't wait to read that one. I like a lot of like weird things like that. I like a lot of books that relate to like crime, mysteries, and then like anything supernatural and paranormal, or some adventure ones. And I used to read a lot of fantasy. Before that I read a lot of like mystery, and now I like anything that's like both, or just thrillers. I like the thrill. I love horror and thrillers, so I read a lot of those. Next book I read seems like it's a thriller. It's called The Vanishing Game. It's about this girl and her twin brother who were always like playing games or something, and they're pretty much always together. But then one day her brother like died, until she starts to realize, well, maybe he's not dead, because she gets some sort of package in the mail. And so she's like, oh, well, maybe he's not dead, but he's hiding somewhere. And so she and her brother's friend, who was also her childhood crush, are going on this mission trying to find her twin brother and where he is before this other person who's after her brother gets him, because apparently there's someone after him, and that's why he had to fake his death in the first place. So I'm really excited to read that. I read one page of dialogue between her and her brother's friend, and I liked it so much I was sold, so of course I bought it. And then the last book is actually a chunk, because they're bound together. I've only read the first book, but it's this caught me, and I was like, vampires? No, it's werewolves. It's the Shiver series. I've only read Shiver. I haven't gotten to reading Lingering Forever. I don't know if this thing has it. It looks like this thing has everything backwards. I just realized. I'm totally sorry. Sorry, guys. But I can't wait to finish reading this. There's a lot of like werewolf books I really like. I'll tell you, if you guys want me to tell you about the book that like got me into liking werewolves again after Twilight, and the one that got me liking vampires again after that, I can let you guys know. Comment below. More book vlogs. But I got this. I was kind of hesitant to get it because I already own Shiver, which is right here. I just don't own the other two books. I really like the cover of this one, but I decided buying this thing was cheaper than buying the whole other two books along with Sinner, which isn't in this bundle. And my friend said that if I was gonna buy it, she'd like this copy. And I asked her, she has, but she just doesn't own a copy yet. So, although I kind of like the art for the other ones. Although when I buy this book, that's the only cover that's available on Amazon. So I like this art a lot. But like, this is the complete set, so I'm living with that. So those are all the books that I got on my bookstore hopping yesterday. Sorry if this is really long and boring. I'm just giving this a try. My videos will probably be a little more exciting in the future, because like I said, I'm planning on doing things like stories. So like either my own personal stories, I'm gonna sit here and talk at you, or if my brother is free, we might be able to reenact all that stuff, because my brother might help me out, because I usually help him out with the videos, so he kind of owes me aside from all the free cookies and candy I give him. Also, if you've ever done those stories where like there's a person reading the story and you're the character in it, and at the end you choose one or two options and then it takes you to another video, that's what I've been planning on doing, but I haven't had time to brainstorm any of that yet. So if you guys have any specific like genres you want to do that, let me know, because I was thinking thriller, because I'm really good at that. I can't really write horror, but I can kind of do like thrilling and suspenseful stuff, otherwise like fairy tales and cute stuff. So like a mix, so like whatever genres you guys want to see, let me know, and I'll get brainstorming on that. And also, pretty much like my thing says, FallenBeyond, stories, vlogs, whatever, anything random that I come up with, but it'll probably mostly be storytelling. Yeah, I have stories from when I used to travel a lot that I could tell you guys. I have some weird paranormal stuff. I kind of believe in the paranormal. If you want to know why, that would be explained in the paranormal stories. And also, yeah, anything you guys want to see. Kelly Jeanette and I might do videos together in the future. I know she's been wanting me to do one with her for a while that she's going to put on her channel. I kind of want to do like an interview one with her on mine, but I'm not going to say what about, because I want to keep it secret until it happens, and she might not want it to be known that it's her. But there's also other people I want to interview for that kind of thing, which is other sort of stories. So yeah, let me know how this video went. I could use feedback. Please be polite, don't be rude. Constructive criticism, not ridicule. So yeah, it's New Year's Eve, so happy New Year's Eve to you guys, even though this thing might be a pastime, but like happy New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's. Stay safe, don't drink and drive, and I hope 2018 goes pretty awesome for the rest of you. FallenBeyond, and I'll see you next time, hopefully. I forgot to say, if I put this in, I mentioned something about tea and books earlier. It's found out it's closing, so I've been going to binge buying things. And I got this blueberry lemonade tea. Oh, come on, focus. Blueberry lemonade tea. I love lemonade. So they had a raspberry lemonade because I'm pretty sure I saw one last time, but they didn't. So I got the blueberry one. And then I got this nice tin to keep it in. So I'm going to put the rest of my tins back there. So yeah, I have so many things on my bookshelves. Books, craft supplies, tea, you name it. Alright, see ya!